Hello there. Welcome to another Language Bites video. I'm Cata, your host for these couple of minutes. Today we'll take a look at question tags. What are question tags? Well, these are short, teeny tiny structures that help us when we need to confirm information, check understanding, and encourage feedback. So, let's take a look at how we can spot them. Question tags are these. It's hot, isn't it? You haven't seen my keys, have you? With these two examples, we can establish the basic rules for question tags. First of all, they come at the end of statements. It's hot, isn't it? You haven't seen my keys, have you? If you pay close attention, you will notice that they are opposites. That is, when the statement is in its affirmative form, it's hot, the question tag is in its negative, isn't it? When the statement is in a negative form, you haven't seen my keys, then the question tag is affirmative, have you? Again, in particularly these two cases, what we're doing is checking information. Now, how do we create them? Because they're very short. What we need is the auxiliary. So, if in the case is that of the verb to be, as in the first example, I simply repeat it in the correct form. Isn't it? In the second case, I'm looking at the present perfect tense, so I repeat the auxiliary. Have you? There's no need to repeat nothing else apart from the auxiliary and the subject. But of course, this allows us to work with other structures apart from just tenses, such as modal verbs. She won't go to China, will she? You can swim, can't you? Right? So, if the tense is, for example, present simple, you work for Siemens, then I need the auxiliary of the present simple, don't you? If, on the other hand, I have a past simple sentence or a statement, he left early yesterday, I need a negative form with the auxiliary verb for the past simple. That is, didn't he? He left early yesterday, didn't he? Now, what if I've got these cases when I'm talking about anyone or nobody? I'm referring to anyone or nobody, but no one in particular. So, in terms of which subject pronoun I'm going to need, we're going to go with they. Anyone can use the meeting room, can't they? Nobody knew about that, did they? And then what's these same words are the ones that are going to help us determine whether the statement is in its affirmative form or a negative one. Anyone is part of an affirmative one. Anyone can. So then I go with a negative, can't they? But in the case of nobody, even though nobody knew about that may not be negative in form, it's negative in meaning because I have nobody. So the question tag will be in its affirmative form. Nobody knew about that, did they? All right, I hope that was not too confusing. If you have any questions, you can, of course, leave a comment. But as a little recap, I would suggest check your statement, that is, check whether it's affirmative or negative, check for the tense, and then look for your auxiliary. It may be there, like in the case of a modal verb, or in the case of a negative sentence, or in the case of tenses like the present perfect or the past perfect. So look for it, detect it, and use it in your tag. And then, of course, bear in mind all the different contexts and functions in which you may use them. That is, to check information, to encourage feedback, and to check understanding. All right. So, as usual, practice makes perfect. So, make sure to check the description box to access to activities on today's topic. And why not stay a little longer and check other of our videos? All right. Thanks for watching.